This is the real Tom Rose. And what we're asked to do here is calculate how many of the respondents to a survey live more than 3 miles from the nearest grocery store. Now, the number of miles you live from the grocery store is listed in this chart as n. So we have 5 different distances that each of these respondents might live. This bucket, and right here, or this slice of the pie, is for people who live between 0 and 2 miles. This slice is for people who live between 2 and 3. The bottom slice is for people who live between 3 and 4. The left slice is for people who live between 4 and 5. And the top slice is for people who live more than 5 miles from the store. Now, we've been asked how many respondents live more than 3 miles. So let's put a check in each of the buckets which would count. So if you live between 3 and 4 miles, that counts. If you live between 4 and 5 miles, that counts. And if you live more than 5 miles, we should count you. We don't want people who are less than 2 or people who are between 2 and 3. We just want people more than 3. So now we know what percentage of the respondents meet our criteria. And I'll outline that here. It's this Pac-Man size shape on this pie chart. And if you add that up, the percentages, 25% plus 20% plus 30%, that is percent who live more than 3 miles, right? Which is what we've been asked for. That is 75%. Now, don't stop there, because that would be a trap. Don't enter 75, because they've actually given us a number of people. 2,800 people. So we need to figure out what 75% of 2,800 is. And I have a technique for turning this type of information into an algebraic expression. And the technique that I use is I start by writing a simple phrase in plain English in my head that I can convert into an expression. So in my head, what I would do is say, I would write the following question. What is 75% of 2,800? Then I have a technique for translating this into an actionable equation. So each one of these words in this sentence has a specific role in the following equation. So the word what becomes a variable, say x. The word is becomes an equal sign. 75 is a number, which becomes itself. A percent sign is divide by 100. Of becomes multiply, and 2,800 is itself. I love this technique because it helps me move really quickly through percent problems. And now we simply solve for x, and that'll be the answer to our question. And I'm going to start out by doing a little simplification. Let's take the 100 and a couple of zeros off there. And we can see that x is equal to 75 times 28. We could do this on paper, but I'm going to plug this into a calculator to yield 2,100. So the answer here would be 2100.